that we're tracking globally. Let's now talk about all of the cues that you should track as we get into a fresh trading session. We have our research team here with the trade setup and all of the individual stocks that you should have on your radar as well. Mangalam, Sonal and Vaishta all join me now. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. And Sonal, let me come across to you first. We were just discussing the global cues. Asia is all shut, so very limited from there. But take us through everything we should track.
Yes, good morning, Pavitra. Well, you have been pointing out how US markets, they closed higher in Friday's trading session. Dow Jones and S&P, they snapped their three-day losing streak. Nasdaq posted third week where it closed in the positive as well. We had stocks like Netflix and Alphabet that closed higher to the tune of 5 to 8.5%. So yes, strong cues from the US markets. As far as the Asian markets are concerned, only Nikkei, which is trading today, and that is in the green. But if we look at the SGX Nifty, that is indicating that the start for our own markets could be in the green, higher by 100 odd points. Well, for our own markets, Nifty was up 0.4% last week. It has been quite range bound. It outperformed the EM index and Asia ex Japan. And as I said, it has been range bound between 300 to 400 points in the last couple of trading sessions. Today, we'll see the impact of Reliance Industries, ICICI Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank in terms of the Nifty moves as well, because they are heavyweight. Strong set of numbers from all three of them. If we talk about the flows as well, FII as well, they sold 2,000 crore rupees on Friday. So far this month, they have sold around 19,880 crore rupees. DIs bought on Friday around 1,500 crore rupees. And so far this month, they have bought around 16,182 crore rupees. So FIIs are, of course, on the selling side this month so far as well. As far as the levels are concerned, Nifty has a support at 17,800 and resistance at 18,200. But yes, it will be a good start as far as our own markets are concerned. Back to you.
All right, Sonal, thanks a lot for laying out all of those cues that we should track. It will be a good start. So let's see how the trading session moves from there. We are also tracking all of the individual stocks that, will be in focus today. Vaishta is here with that entire list. Vaishta, we were just talking about the fact that there are so many Nifty companies which posted earnings post-market close. So Reliance on top of that?
Yes, that's right. Let me start off with Reliance first. When the consolidated EBITDA as well as the profits have been above estimates. In fact, there are strong growth for the oil to chemical business, wherein margins have improved to 10% versus 7%. There's been a steady earnings even from the Reliance Jio segment. Jio's ARPU has improved to 178 rupees. The total subscriber base has also improved to 433 million. There's a healthy growth in even the retail business, which continues even in this quarter, wherein the daily orders have grown 53% on a year-on-year basis, and the merchant base scales up 2 times in this quarter on a year-on-year basis. Moving on to ICICI Bank, the NIM is at an all-time high of 4.65% and continues to outperform its peer HDFC Bank. In fact, the NII growth is the best in the past 7 years. The operating profit growth is also at 15-quarter high. The GNPA as well as the NNPA are lowest in 32 quarters, and on the flip side, the deposit growth is at a record 27-quarter low. The CASA ratio is also at an 8-quarter low. Moving on to Kotak Mahindra Bank, let's see what has worked for the bank in this quarter. The NIM is the highest in many years at 5.47%. The NII growth on a year-on-year basis has been the best in 26 quarters on a year-on-year basis. The deposit growth has been the best in 11 quarters on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and the slippage ratio is at 8 quarters low. And the last stock will be Ultratech Cement, wherein the numbers were in line with the estimates. In fact, the volumes have been strong, but the pricing strength is missing, which is worrying from the industry perspective. Back to you.
All right, Vaishta, thanks a lot for that entire list. That is a lot of big companies that will be reacting to their earnings. So we will watch for that. But finally, Mangalam is also here to track all of the cues from the futures and option space. Mangalam, like Sonal was just pointing out, yet another big FII sell figure.
Yes, it was an FII sell figure of almost 2,000 odd crores, and that was on account of the fact that, rather as a result of which the Nifty fell about 80 points on Friday. The DIs went ahead and bought 1,500 odd crores. But now, as you all have been pointing out, the SGX Nifty indicating a start upwards of 18,130 and 80-90 point uptick, that makes the market opening right in the resistance zone. Because if you just take a look at the Nifty highs over the last 3 trading sessions, we've seen the Nifty see a high of anywhere between 18,150 to around 18,180. At the same time, the lows have been protected at a level just a little over that 18,000 mark. So we are in that 100-150 point sort of range over the last 3 trading sessions itself. It is the monthly expiry, this week itself, and this happens on Wednesday because it's a truncated week. So to that extent, we'll be watching out for that. The FII's cues in the F&O space are mixed because on the one hand, they've added a lot of long positions in index futures with their long exposure now standing at 53%. They've also bought a lot of calls, almost 3 lakh calls for about 2 lakh puts that they've bought. So So they are hoping for some sort of upside, but they believe that that upside could be capped as well. Why do I say that? Because they've gone ahead and written 2.3 lakh calls on the short side as well. What are the calls that they've written? 18,100 call. That's added almost 90 lakh shares in open interest for a premium of 70 odd rupees. You know, levels upwards of 18,150 to 18,170 are likely to face some resistance. That's what the expectation is. And 18,200 call too sees some writing. However, at the lower level, we are seeing support, and that's what's reflected in the kind of put writing that we've seen at 18,100 for a premium of almost 100 odd rupees. You know, 18,000 is an important support mark to watch out for. What are the levels to watch out for on the Nifty? We open 80 points higher, so of course the 20-day moving average becomes an important support on the way down. And on the way up, 50-day moving average of 18,284 is something that we'll be watching out for, provided we sustain these highs, the opening highs, and then we see some short covering. On the Nifty Bank, 42,600 is the 20-day moving average. That's a mark that I'll be watching out for, especially given the fact that we'll be reacting to ICICI and Kotak numbers today.
All right, Mangalam, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues that you're tracking from the futures and options space. With that, we are going to get into a short break now. But when we come back, Reliance Industries reported its third quarter earnings like we told you. So we'll get you all of the highlights on the other side.